it's LSFD here today, and today we're here to look at a safety recall. A safety recall on a car that's been actually quite old. It could actually be 10 years old. And it's the 2013 to 2018 model year Toyota RAV4 vehicles. In Canada, they're recalling almost 250,000 vehicles. And in the United States, it's almost 1.9 million. So when you look at that, that's about over 2 million RAV4s are being recalled. That's a big amount. So what is wrong? Well, let's have a look. So this is Toyota Canada's recall. This is their press release, and they're saying that some replacement 12-volt batteries of the size specified for the subject vehicles have smaller top dimensions than others. So meaning the battery, typically you would see that it's actually like a square box or rectangle box, but they're saying that the top part is actually smaller than normal. And what's happened is, so they're saying that if you've replaced the battery with a smaller battery, the hold down clamp will not tighten correctly. What does that mean? It will then make the battery loose. So they're saying that the battery will move while you're driving it if you're making actually extreme forceful turns. So you have to drive the RAV4 roughly, and then the battery will probably start tilting or moving. That movement will cause the battery terminals to contact the hold down clamps and create a short circuit, which then increases the risk of a fire. So Toyota is currently preparing a remedy for this, and the remedy is available. Toyota dealers will replace the battery hold down clamp, the battery tray, and the positive terminal cover with improved ones at no cost to the owners. So anybody who's got a RAV4 from 2013 to 2018 will actually get notice around December 2023. So actually this is kudos to Toyota. If you think of it, if you actually got a battery replacement and it's actually a smaller top battery, really, if you actually went and replaced the exact same one, this would not be a problem. But they're looking at it as it's a safety issue. They're going to get it fixed. And it's not a small thing. When you think about it, this is about 2 million vehicles, actually more than 2 million vehicles. Again, how many are still on the road? I think there'll be still a lot. Even if 80% are still on the road, that's still a lot. Let's move over and try and get more information on what's happening here. So we're here in the 2018 RAV4. This is the US NHTSA, and as I always go, to look for recalls. So you can see here in the United States, it's actually 1.85 million RAV4s. And they're saying that only certain 2013 and 2018, so not all of them. So this is going to be a little bit harder to figure out. And then when you look at it, there are some documentation. So I'm going to go over and look at the documentation and see what we have. Follow me on Instagram at LSFT videos. You can see updates on my experience with the NX 450 Plus, which may not be shown on any future videos. You can also reach out to me via direct messaging if you have any questions on your Lexus. If you like this video, you can provide me feedback in the comments below, like this video, and share it with your friends. This definitely will help me with the YouTube algorithms. Press the subscribe button and bell icon and get notified when new videos show up. And lastly, if you want to support me further, you can provide me a super thanks, which is greatly appreciated. And now let's continue with the video. So here's the defect information report. And let's scroll down and see. So they're saying right here, cars that are manufactured by Toyota Motor Corporation, so this should be Japan, and TMMC, Toyota Motor Manufacturing Canada, anything production between November 23rd, 2012 to October 22nd, 2018. That's for Japan, and for Canada, December 21st, 2012 to November 14th, 2018. And these are the parts that are impacted. So there seems to be two different clamps, and what Toyota does is Japan and Canadian made, they actually use different part numbers. So you can see here, there's one part number here, and then we have another one here. So you see on the screen, this is what the clamp looks like. And then we have two battery trays, so same thing. I think one is from Japan and one is from Canada. So they're saying that although the involved vehicles within the production period, not all vehicles in this range were sold in the United States. Yes, we know that there's 250,000 sold in Canada. Okay, so they say they don't know what the percentages that contain the defect. Again, if you're still using the original battery, this is not a problem. If you replace with the same battery, this is not a problem. If you replace with a battery that is not OEM and the top part is slimmer, you may see this as a problem. So they're saying here that the SAE Group 35 is specified 12-volt battery size for subject vehicles, and the battery installed is according to the process containing the torque specifications for certain components on the tray and the engine compartment, and held in place by a hold-down assembly. During driving that produce high levels of lateral G-force, where the battery has been not secured with the correct torque specification in the installation process, the battery hold-down assembly may not be sufficient to hold it in place. Certain aftermarket SAE Group 35 batteries, so meaning some aftermarket batteries will have problems. These aftermarket batteries have a smaller top case dimension compared to the overall dimension of the battery. An oversized tray, together with a reduced clamping force, results from incorrect torque, can allow the battery movement that is greater than the distance between the battery positive terminal and the bracket of the hold-on assembly. This movement is possible for these batteries even if all batteries and battery parts hold in place are present. In this condition, a short circuit could occur, generating heat, and if the heat is generated is sufficient enough, it can start burn or have thermal damage, and then that increases the risk of a fire. So that is the problem. All right, so then they're saying that what has happened. So from February 2021 to July 2021, they're investigated for any non-crash thermal events causing the engine compartment to really, I think, to catch a fire. So then they're saying that they found that the aftermarket suppliers were recommending battery sizes that are not the same as what Toyota has published for the subject vehicles. Toyota also conducted a review of the field data, confirmed the design concept and the manufacturing process, and performed a comprehensive evaluation and performed analysis of the battery and hold-down bracket hardware in the subject vehicle. So then they say that they found that the replacement batteries were not secured and did not meet the torque specifications provided by Toyota. In some cases, parts of the hold-down hardware were not being used or were missing. So no defect was found in the vehicle. So then they addressed it. So then Toyota discussed this information with NHTSA, and NHTSA had conducted a relation various aftermarket SAC Group 35 batteries to the size specified by Toyota for the subject vehicles. And some of these batteries have a smaller top case dimension, other than other Group 35 batteries Toyota had previously evaluated. In light of this information, Toyota began further evaluation. So then October 2023, Toyota conducted a dynamic testing and they're trying different G-forces using Group 35 batteries with smaller top case dimensions, which they didn't do before. And after testing it, they did notice that the battery hold-down hardware and the torque specification is less than the recommended value. So then, based on that, Toyota confirmed that there was movement of the battery and only possible during aggressive driving if the battery did not hold down the hardware. So you need to be very aggressive to actually get an engine fire or a battery fire here. So here they explain about the situation, and then based on the results, Toyota has decided to conduct a voluntary safety recall campaign for the vehicles identified above on October 26, 2023. So kudos to Toyota. These cars are, at least some of them are 10 years old, and they're still recalling them, even though it's a voluntary safety recall, because again, if you're using a aftermarket battery, if you're using the traditional Toyota battery, this is not a problem at all. You don't really need to do this recall. So in some ways, I don't know if the standard has changed or was a design problem that was overlooked when they designed this like bracket, and it is what it is. So 2 million vehicles. This is actually a lot. But when you look at the pricing of these 2 million vehicles, it's probably not that expensive because these two parts seems to be not an expensive part. Let's have a look and see what we're talking about. So we're looking at one of the part numbers. So you can see the battery tray, it's $92 MSRP. So this is US dollars, 60, actually this is Canadian dollars. So this is $92 Canadian. So roughly I would say about $60 US dollars. And you can see the battery clamp down. If you look at it, it's about $40 to $45 Canadian. So 30 something bucks. So it's about $100 fix. Not too expensive, but when you think of it, $100 for 2 million vehicles. But reality is, I don't think all vehicles will be going back for the recall. But it is what it is. Something that Toyota is standing up for their cars, even if they're 10 years old. So there we have it, the recall for the Toyota RAV4 2013 to 2018. And this is related to the 12-volt battery, and especially if you're using an aftermarket battery. Hopefully this does not impact you, but if it does, go ahead and go to your dealer once you get the notification from Toyota that this is something that you need to go and do. Hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.